Yo, what is good, YouTube, and welcome back to another JC2K video. In today's video, we're going to be ranking the top 10 best shooting guards in NBA 2K22 MyTEAM. Now, before we hop into this video, if you haven't yet, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Help me push towards the 4,000 subscriber mark on the channel. I upload every single day. I would really appreciate your support if you haven't already, if you do subscribe. Also, these top 10 lists, for my top 10 lists, I like to do players that can play that position, not just the primary position. So, for example, for the shooting guard position, if they can play small forward, they can play point guard, but I think they're primary small forward, primary point guard, but I think they deserve to be on this list because they can play the shooting guard position, and I think they're one of the top 10 cards who can play the shooting guard position. They're going to be on the list. That's just the way that I like to do these lists personally when I make my own top 10 list. I know some people do it differently, but that's just the way I like to do it. So keep that in mind when you're looking at this list. But yeah, without further ado, I'm not going to waste any more time. Let's hop right into it. Start off with number 10, who I think is actually the brand new Devin Booker that we got today. He's actually right here on this homepage. So I don't even have to look up his name. 15 hops, 44 golds, really solid card. Good height, short wingspan at the two. It's okay. I mean, defensively, he's solid, can dunk, can shoot. Like, statistically, he's great. There's no flaws significantly with the card. I wish he had half click for step, but even without it, really solid card. Half clamps, half pickpocket, solid badges, can get basically any badge as well. Elite shooting badges. His jumper is really good. Jump shot 4 on quick. The problem with the card is twofold. One, he has slasher dribble style. Two, with only a 6'6" wingspan, as well as the fact he doesn't have quick first step on Hoff, doesn't have elite defensive like Hoffs and things like that. I think this card is not as elite defensively as most of the guys in this list, but also with the slasher dribble style, his movement is not as good as almost every single card on this list as well. So those two things really are going to hold the card back, despite the fact that his stats and badges are phenomenal. Those two things are going to hold him back enough that I don't think I can put him higher than number 10. Still a solid free card, but not any higher than that spot for me personally. At number 9 is a guy who I think some of y'all might be surprised I would put in the top 10 still, but that is Diamond Mike Miller, the only Diamond card to make it onto this list. 6'8" with a 6'11" wingspan, hot shots from all 5 spots outside the 3-point line, only 6 hops, but they're good ones. Limitless takeoff, posterizer, catch and shoot, limitless spot up, downhill, and quick first step. Now, looking at his defensive stats and badges, they're not as good as Devin Booker's, but the thing he has going for him is he's 2 inches taller, has a 5-inch longer wingspan, has a decent-ish block rating still, and he can get any defensive badge still, so you can upgrade his clamps, add rim protector, post lockdown, chase down artist, interceptor, things like that, and improve him in that area. Also, with the half quick first step, he's a better, I think, shot creator. He definitely is a better shot creator because he has shifty dribble style instead of slasher, which is significantly better than slasher. The improved size, the better slashing, same athleticism, also still an elite shooter. Jumper is really good. 22 is still an elite base. This card, I think, gives you a lot more on the offensive end of the court and very, very similar amount defensively. So for me personally, I think he is better than Devin Booker, and he's definitely a card that I personally would take over D-Book. So that's why I have him at number 9. At number 8, we have Andre Iguodala, and I'm misspelling his name, so we're gonna just type it in like this, and that works. But yeah, Iggy is great card. I mean, he's one of the best defensive cards in the game. 6'6" with a 6'11" wingspan. Defensive stats are absolutely incredible. Really high block too. Defensive badges are crazy. Half quick first step is super nice. Can get shooting badges like limitless spot up, blinders, chef, bullet passer is a necessary badge, brick wall, rebound chaser. You add those 6 badges to him, he's pretty darn complete across the board. Really good shooter, dunker, just a great all-around card. The reason that I have him as low as I do is, for one, he's only 6'6", so he's not super tall, but also slasher dribble style. That kills a card for me personally. Even despite the fact that his stats and badges are incredible, him not having elite movement that basically every other small or shooting guard on this list, as well as not having elite size, those two things are enough for me personally to hold him back from being any higher than number 8 because of how good the top tier of shooting guards are in the game right now. Movement is super important at the shooting guard position because often you're forced to run your offense through your shooting guards, and they need to be able to go get you a bucket, and Iggy just personally is not one of those guys who can go get a bucket. At number 6, we have Joe Johnson, who I will admit is not as good of a card as Iggy on paper. Like, when you look at the card, he is not a better card than Iguodala in really any specific area, but the thing that Joe Johnson has going for him is the fact that, for one, his jumper is incredible on quick, but also has really, really good movement, shifty dribble style, really good dribble sigs, all that stuff. Badge wise, he's more well-rounded than Iggy, maybe not quite as good, especially defensively, but he's got really good shooting badges with blinders, catch, deadeye, limitless spot up, sniper, half quick first, half clamps, menace, pickpocket, limitless takeoff, and posterizer. Really well-rounded badges, really good shooter as well. Great dunker, solid defender, really good 3-point shooter. Jumper is amazing, like I said, and he can get chased down at his rim protector, post lockdown, pick dodger, things like that as well to improve him defensively. The biggest flaw with this card is the 85 stamina. I know 85 doesn't sound bad, but but it is a bit low. He does struggle to play more than I would say about a quarter at a time. So that could be a bit of a flaw on the card just to keep in mind. But I think honestly, despite the fact that on paper he's not quite as good as Iggy, definitely a guy I would take over Iggy, and I think he deserves his spot at number 7 and even maybe arguably higher on this list. At number 6, we're going Kawhi Leonard. Still a beast. I'm a huge fan of Kawhi. I honestly think Kawhi is better at the 3, but he can play the 2 at a super solid level too. Kawhi is just, he has really good size, small forward, 6'7" with a 7'3" wingspan, a really big player build, hot spots from everywhere except for the top of the key outside the 3-point line, 9 hops, which are a quick first step, at 8 elite defensive badges, elite defensive stats, really good shooter, dunker, athlete, everything. Like, he needs chef, rim protector, maybe handles for days. That's about it. Like, there are not a lot of badges necessary for this card at all. Jumper is elite, even on normal timing. Ray Allen base is phenomenal. And the Kawhi dribble style is the exact same as fundamental, which I think is the 3rd best dribble style in the game behind quick and shifty, and is much better than the slasher that guys like Iggy and D-Book have. It gives him that extra ability to go get you a bucket that those 2 guys cannot give you, in addition to being an elite defender like Iggy, and that's why I have him over Iggy, is because of his added offensive game that those guys don't have. So that's why I have him at number 6, and I think it's a deserving spot for Kawhi Leonard. At number 5, we got Kobe Bean Bryant, and Kobe is a monster. I'm a huge fan of Kobe. Really, really good jumper, great sigs, 10 hoffs, and they're good hoffs. He's got really good shooting hoffs like blinders, deadeye, sniper, hoff clamps, intimidator, pogo stick as well. I wish he had hoff quick first step, but even without it, his movement is really good. Defensive stats are great. Dunking is great. Shooting is great. Everything about this card is great, honestly. Another card that's not missing much either, like chef, rim protector, rebound chaser, maybe a couple other badges, but overall, really complete. Jumper is elite, even on normal. Another one of those jumpers that even on normal timing is really quick and really good. His movement is the same as quick or shifty. I'm not even sure which, but he has a really good dribble style. His size up is phenomenal. His signature moves, whatever, are that tween that he has is a move that only he has in the game. I think it's the signature combo, and actually, it may not be the sig. I don't even know what sig it is, to be completely honest. It might be the signature size. It's the signature size. This is the sig that allows him to get this tween spam animation, basically, that you can burst out of. It's super, super good in the half court. Overall, Kobe just doesn't have many flaws. I wish he had half quick first step. That's the one thing I would say that kind of holds him back just a tiny bit, as well as the fact that he is only 6'6", even with long arms. And for that reason, I'm not putting him top 4, but he definitely is a beast and a super good card still. And then we get to number 4, and this card may stand out a bit in terms of a guy that I may be ranking just a bit high for what he looks like on paper. But here's the thing. I know he's only 6'5" with a 6'8" wingspan, but he's got a solid player build, really good defensive stats, defensive badges, comes pretty complete with gold ones, and can get the other ones like a rim protector, limitless spot up, blinders, chef, badges like that, that will really make this card pretty complete. Solid dunker, really good shooter, good athlete. But then here's the thing. I know he doesn't have half quick first step, half clamps, half interceptor. He's missing a couple badges, but jump shot 30 on quick is the fastest release in my team and the cheesiest release in my team currently. As a 3 hunter, he is the best 3 hunting card in the game right now, I think, personally, on the offensive end of the court. Quick dribble style as well. The Kobe size up. His sigs are fun. His sigs, besides the dribble style and size up escape, like his signature size up is meh. His full court dribble sigs are meh, but that jumper is just so cheesy and so good. He makes him such a dangerous 3 hunter, and I think that because of how good his jumper is and how hard it is to contest, I really think that does enough with him still being a solid playmaker, solid defender, all those things, that I can put him at number 4 ahead of guys like Kobe, Kawhi, and Joe Johnson. At number 3, I'm going Terry Dishinger. Terry is just a monster. I am so high on this Terry card still. I think you could easily make an argument for Terry to be number 2 even. 6'7" with a 7'3" wingspan, has a very similar player model to Kawhi. A little bit different in terms of his badges from Kawhi. The only defensive half he has is Intimidator versus Kawhi, which has almost everything, but still half quick first step, also half catch, corner, sniper, posterizer, slithery finisher, unstrippable. Really good speed through the ball and acceleration, great dunker, really good defender, solid all-around defensive badges as well, can get the rim protector, the rebound chaser, the quick chain, the ball stripper, badges like that as well. Does not get limitless spot up. He is, I think, maybe the only card in this list who does not get the limitless spot up badge, but I promise you, with Rudy Gay release on quick, Carmelo upper, it is a super fast release, super easy to green, maybe like right up there with the easiest to green releases in the game. Sigs are phenomenal as well, with quick triple style, the Pippen behind the back, which is the Pro 3 moving behind the back, the best behind the back in the game, so he's got full court and half court sigs. His jumper is so easy to green, even from deep, despite the lack of limitless. I just don't think limitless is super crucial when you're not shooting from 29, 30 feet. Like, if you're just a couple steps behind the line, you can still pull that this year with no problems, and he does get chef, so off the dribble, definitely not going to be an issue at all. Terry is a phenomenal card, one of my favorite cards in the game. Definitely top 3 shooting guard for me personally. At number 2, I'm going Klay Thompson. Klay is a beast. I mean, Clay is just such a well-rounded card. I wish he had half quick first step. That's really the only complaint with the card. If you can get us Clay with half quick first step, he really just becomes even better. But he's got elite shooting badges and elite defensive badges, and that really helps the card. Elite defensive stats as well, really solid dunker, elite shooter, good speed, suited ball, and acceleration as well. And then his jumper. Clay release on quick is super smooth, relatively fast, and he's super easy to green. Shifty dribble style as well. The Pro 2 between the legs in the half court. In the full court. Kobe size up in the half court. This is just another card that does not have very many flaws. He can create his own shot. He can create shots for his teammates. He's athletic. He's an elite defender. He's got really solid size at 6'6" with a 6'9" wingspan. Overall, just not a lot of flaws in this card. I wish he had half quick first step. It's about the only thing you can ask for, and if you can find one with half quick first step, it even makes up for that issue. So definitely a top 2 guy for me personally. I think number 2 is the right spot for Klay Thompson. But then at number 1, I don't think it's really particularly a surprise that I put Reggie Lewis number 1. Just look at this card, 6'7" with a 6'8" wingspan. I know his arms aren't super long, but he has good height. 15 hops, hotspots from almost everywhere. Look at his hops. He's got solid finishing ones, but he's got like shooting badges I don't honestly think are as crucial to have on Hall of Fame. But defensively, he is monster. Quick first step, half clamps, interceptor, intimidator, menace, pickpocket, pogo stick, elite defensive stats on the perimeter and the interior, 95 driving dunk, really good shooter, great athlete in terms of his speed of ball, and acceleration. He can get a rim protector, a post lockdown, a chef, a blinders, badges like that, and make him really, really complete. Shifted dribble style with the pip behind the back as well. He's got full court and half court movement. Camber release on quick is super quick and easy to green. And then tendency wise, he's got the best defensive tendencies in the game with 98 pass interception, on ball steal, contest, and block shot tendencies, as well as no foul tendencies. So he does not foul often at all. And just overall, I think he gives you the best mixture of guys who are elite shooters, elite playmakers, elite defenders, and elite slashers. This is just one of those cards who really can do it all, and is kind of one of the first quote-unquote in-game cards in the game that just does not have any sort of flaw on him, to be completely honest. Elite everywhere on the court, and I'm a huge fan of Reggie Lewis. Think he is the best shooting guard in the game personally right now. So this is my list of the top 10 shooting guards in the game. I'll say this, I feel more confident about this list than I felt about the point guard list that I released a couple days ago, and I think that this is just a list where I think it's a little bit harder to argue placement and things like that. But that being said, let me know what you think of my list down below. Are there any players that you would have ranked higher? Anybody you would have ranked lower? Anybody that I left off this list that you think deserves a spot on the top 10? Just feel free to let me know about that down in the comment section down below. And if you did enjoy the video, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe. I'll be back with more 2K content very, very soon, and I appreciate y'all. Peace.